Hello, and welcome to Stretching the Word. I'm your host, Sister Valerie, and not today, devil, just not this year. You know, we all have a job to do. Whether you work in the home or whether you go outside the home, you all got a job to do. So, what is your job in the body of Christ? People say, I'm not the pastor, I'm not a teacher, I'm not evangelist, I'm not a deacon, I'm not this, I'm not that. Okay, you may not have a specific call on your life, but you have a job to do as being a part of the body of Christ. And even if you have a calling on your life and quote unquote, as they like to say, a title before your name, you still got the same job to do that the person who considers himself a lay person has to do. You say, not me, I'm the pastor, not me, I'm the evangelist, not me, I'm the teacher, I teach, I witness, I minister. But when it's all said and done, you still have the same job to do as that person that considers himself just a simple member. They just glad to be a member of the body of Christ. They just glad to be saved. So you say, well, you got to explain that to me because I don't understand how my job the same as their job. Your job. Let's go to Luke 10 and 27. Luke 10 and verse 27. Okay. And he answering said, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy strength and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. Okay? That's your job. Right there. You got many tasks within that job, but that's your job. Your job is to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy strength and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. Okay? Let's go to Matthew, the 22nd chapter. Matthew 22 and verse 36. And it starts off, and it said, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. Okay, then you skip down and you can add verse 39. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. That's your job. Let's go to Mark. The 12th chapter. And let's go to verse 30. Mark 12 and 30. And it says, once again, Jesus, my words are in red, which means Jesus is speaking. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. That's your job. Many tasks within your job, but that's your job. Your job is so important that it's said 3 times in the Bible. And it's not just one of the apostles or disciples speaking. It's Jesus speaking. That's your job. That's my job, to do what those words say to do. And it says, your God. See, first you got to realize and possess and know that he's your God. So he belongs to you. Okay? So anytime something belongs to you, you're going to do what? You're going to take care of it. You're going to please it. You're going to take care of it. You're going to do what's right by it. And then it says, with all, everything is with all thy mind, with all thy heart, with all thy soul. Before every task, it says all. You know, we don't have step when it comes to our natural lives. We don't do part of it. Oh, well, I'm just going, I'm just going to wash half the car. I'm just going to clean half the house. Yeah, we might, but you eventually go back and clean the whole thing. If you don't have time right then, you eventually go back and you're going to do the whole thing. You know. Why? Because that belongs to you and you want to take care of it to the best of your ability. You want to give it all that you got. You don't want to withhold nothing. You know, the song says, withholding nothing. I give all of me to you, Lord, withholding nothing. And that's our job, to do what we do for God, for Christ, with all that's within us.